Yo, what's up? It's DJ Polly D. Just joking. It's JC.
And Darrien.
Welcome to another week of 4 Degrees Funnier.
Another epi. Welcome
Another
back,
epi.
those listeners. We gotta be getting up there in episode numbers, eh?
Remember when we used to say the number and now we haven't because it's been so many?
Yeah, now I'm like, I don't even know where we're at. I'm checking.
We're like, we can't count that high.
Yeah,
I
no,
remember episode 23, I feel like. Beyond that, don't know what happened.
last week was 27.
Holy good lord.
Holy good lord.
How many weeks? How many months is that? 6. 24.
I'm like, it could be 100. I don't know.
Something
Yes,
like that.
over
Anyways,
6 months.
we've been, oh God, when you get a scab on your head and you're like, oh, I
Dude,
need to
don't
not
even.
hyperfixate on
It's
that.
me, you, and Allie on this pod right now. You and Allie got the hella psoriasis. I have Dandruff from Accutane right now, so don't even. Yeah.
Don't even,
I like
dude,
just picked up my scalp.
my psoriasis has been so bad lately and I don't know why, but
Maybe.
it also doesn't help that I am hyperfixated on it because it's been so bad. But
Okay.
usually, this is probably kind of gross. I go like a week washing my hair. Like usually I
Yeah.
try and wash it once a week, which
Respect.
in hindsight, sometimes I was like, I feel like that was helping my psoriasis, but now I'm like, that's probably very bad for it. So I probably should be washing my hair more.
I felt
But
the same.
now I feel like I need to wash it all the time because I always have to put my medication on.
Yeah, and your medication makes your hair hella greasy.
So greasy. Like I used to
Slick.
put Dawn dish soap in it
Yeah.
to get it out. That was
Yep.
the only thing.
A double wash. I remember you being like, can't get it out, can't get it out. Like,
Yeah.
I
No.
feel like I was washing my hair about once a week. And then I started upping it because I realized my dandruff was really bad.
Hmm.
That made it better, and then I had foot surgery and have been unable to wash my hair. And so it's been an up and downhill. I don't know what the answer is. Each week I'm like, but you know what? I've had to actually recently start doing this. Has been pretty devastating. I've had to put Head and Shoulders in my eyebrows. I have eyebrow dandruff. I end
Wow.
up saying this out loud on the pod, but it's short term. It's temporary. It's not like I live like this constantly. It's just an Accutane thing. But yeah, Head and Shoulders on the old brows.
I mean, before we hopped on the call, we were talking about butt crack pimples. So at least we have some sense of humility. You know what I mean?
So true. We're not gonna bring that up on the pod.
No, I feel that though. I used to get psoriasis in my eyebrows pretty bad too. So I can empathize with that for sure.
It's fucking horrible.
Okay, we need to flash back really quick to last week.
We do. It's crucial. Okay. Should we talk about it?
I
Okay,
think
we talked a lot about how things we let go in our fridge that die, that get. It's just like you buy it basically to kill it in your fridge. It's over. And the two that we received a hot tip on was our lovely friend, and I don't know if we'll name her for her confidentiality. Snapchatted us and said she buys the Better Than Bouillon tub, which, like, if you're familiar, it's like a concentrate, kind of like the cubes, but like a little more. You can do it at your own pace. I feel like the cubes. My beef with it is that you gotta commit. You gotta have X amount of cups, or you gotta try to divide it in half. Just like no bueno for me. And she was like, "Love it. Get it at Costco." And then the second one that she recommended was she freezes her pizza sauce and her pasta sauce, which, like,
like a goddamn innovator.
I was like, you do what? I was watching the videos, like, volume up, like, with my mom. And my mom was like, yeah. And I was like, are other people doing that? She's like, yeah. I'm like, huh, I've been wasting thousands of dollars annually, probably.
You know what's so funny is that I feel like some things that are like common sense to I don't know, majority of the population, you and I are like, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you win a prize for
Yeah,
coming up with that? Because holy shit.
because you should. I
Yeah.
know. I will say probably we were complaining about this, but I didn't share. I found the Better Than Bouillon literally a week before that pod. So I didn't bring it up, but again, I'm new to the game. A week before, like
You're not going to
people
comment on the status of it. You're not making that much chicken broth. Like,
again, I've used it once so far and I don't plan to use it again for another 6 months. So, I mean, but And then I had another friend, she called me the other day and she was like, yeah, I've been listening to the pod. And I was like, nice. And she was, some of the stuff I listened to, she was like, oh my God, I just like relate so much. And I was like, amazing. And
Like
she was like,
what?
a lot of it though, I can't relate. And I'm like, oh,
uh, what do you
what
mean?
a dagger. But I think it's like, she'll text me after and be like, that's not what I meant. But like, there's some things that you and I like, we're just late to the party on for some
Oh,
reason.
100%. Yeah.
So God bless our friends and thank God we have them because could you imagine if it was just you and me and it was
Oh,
just the blind leading the blind 100% of the time?
we wouldn't be anywhere.
No.
That's, wow, I never, it's weird though, is my brain was really like, people must understand our brains. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of thought, sure, maybe people are smarter. Maybe they've come to that conclusion first. But, like, I always kind of thought they resonated with us,
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Turns out we're just big dumb idiots.
mm,
So,
I guess so.
whatever. I mean, just keep listening to us every week and
As long as we get
it,
those numbers up,
I don't care that I'm an idiot,
I don't
okay?
even care at all. That was the whole
Why do you
purpose
think
of
we're
this.
trying to make it in the podcast world?
We're dumb as hell.
It's
Wow.
literally called 4 degrees funnier, not 4 degrees smarter, and it's a play on the degrees that we have.
Because we're so stupid.
We're so stupid that the degrees don't even matter.
They don't. Wow, that's okay. Actually, a really embarrassing moment that happened to me this week. One of my patients' dads. So we're like almost discharging our kids right now for kindergarten. So it's like coming up that it might be our last session. But like some kids don't handle that very well. So he says to me, "Is this our LAST session?" Honestly, took me like 4.5 seconds to respond. By the time I responded, he is like, "Do we have what?" Like he was like moving on because I was like, LAST. I'm like, no, this isn't going to be our last one. We'll have one more. But I was just like, dude, don't be spelling like that to me.
He was like, "Let me break this down for you because
Like
you clearly don't understand."
you're clearly not getting this, but I need to make this so more advanced that my 5-year-old won't hear you, but that you'll understand me.
Yeah.
Meet me in the middle.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I apologize if you hear Mildred. I just got home and she's absolutely feral, which we were also talking about on the pod before we came on. She's been an absolute lunatic the last week of us living here, which is great because she's so happy. But, oh dear God,
She's
there
like
was
parkouring over there. I can
she
hear it.
almost just knocked a lamp over right now. Like
Mildred.
I don't know what's happening. So please try and ignore her.
Okay,
Okay.
let's
Is
get
there
into some.
something that you want to get into first?
I'm deleting one of the things. I don't want to talk about it. Um, no, you go. I don't have anything like urgent.
Okay. Let's start with Nate the Hoof Guy.
Yeah,
Do you know who Nate the Hoof Guy is?
Allie.
Allie does.
I don't know.
I am obsessed with Nate the Hoof Guy. Do you know how many hours I spend on? I'm embarrassed to admit that how many hours I spend watching him on TikTok.
Oh my God, no, I am familiar. I just Googled them.
You must not
Yeah,
listen with volume up because every time he's like, this blah blah whatever. And welcome back to Nate the Hoof
Nate the Hoof
Guy.
Guy. Yeah, you would know.
no, I watch it at night with the volume down in
Yes.
bed before I go to sleep.
Yes. You know how people have like their bedtime TikTok stories or whatever? Like if Nate the Hoof Guy comes on, I'm like, perfect. I
Yeah,
I'm
will
like, there's
finish
an
on this,
hour.
go to bed. And anyways, so why I wanted to talk about this was Nate the Hoof Guy is coming up in my, algorithm again a lot lately.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, he pops up when I'm in a dark place. And he is kind of my saving grace. And furthermore, embarrassing. I literally was like, I think I want to do this. Like when
You a
I was,
farrier?
yes, when I was at the lowest point, well, let's hope it's the lowest point. The lowest point in my chiropractic career, I was like, no, like this is dumb. Like, what is the, benefit? Like, what am I doing? But I was very, very lost. I was very like,
Yes.
my job sucks. Yeah, not good. And then Nate the Hoof Guy kept coming up, and I was like, okay, but like, what would it take for me to learn that? You know?
Why can't I be a farrier? What does a
Why
farrier
wouldn't I be able
cost?
to?
What is the annual salary?
Yeah, and I think it's good
I'm gonna
because
look.
no joke, like I would see a few farriers when I lived and like worked more south because it's very like ranch central down there. So I saw a decent amount of farriers. I know that their backs are really bad and that it's a really hard job, but I was like, how satisfying if you did cows all the time? Like, oh my God, I feel like it would just be, it would scratch an itch.
I have such horrible news. The average annual salary for a farrier is approximately $55,000. Top earners can make over $100,000, but um, those in the 25th percentile, it's 31,000. So it's more of a hobby, I would say.
Can you
No, that
Google
is
what
true.
Nate the Hoof Guy makes?
Yes, all over it.
It is true though. I would say like the farriers that I know, it's not their primary job. Like a lot of them are still like ranchers or they, do rodeos and stuff like that also and get money out of it that way, like if they're good at it, obviously. Um, but yeah, do you ever see like the Ben and Jerry's, like when they're trying to like they scoop off the first couple layers of the Ben
Yeah,
and
and they're
Jerry's,
like,
the
welcome
sound of
to
it?
Nate the Hoof Guy. Yeah.
Okay, we actually Ben and Jerry's social media is like on point, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are big Ben and Jerry's supporters
Big
here.
fans of them. They've done a lot of good in their political stance. Okay, so Nate the Hoof Guy, there's two different things on the internet. One says he makes $3,000 per month. The other says he makes up to $7,000 a month just on YouTube.
Yeah. I was gonna say his TikTok pops off. He probably makes a lot on TikTok because I'm pretty sure he's not from Canada, so he probably monetizes that shit.
Wow.
So
Yeah, he's
I love
making a
that
lot
for
of
him.
good for him.
yeah,
Yeah, I love those videos. Do you guys like them? There's an abscess.
yeah,
Okay,
especially when it spurts.
yeah. I'm like, dig, dig, dig. I'm like, get to that abscess. Get in there.
Yeah, you
I
know,
yeah,
I
I
was gonna
want him
say,
to get to it, but then when it squirts, I'm grossed out, you know?
I feel like it's like a pimple popping video, but because I love pimple popping videos too, but they suck at it. They suck at it every time.
Yeah.
Nate the Hoof Guy, it's like he's gonna get you that satisfaction and fucking get to the problem, and like it's gonna be full circle. Like every time you're gonna see a problem, you're gonna see him solve it, you're gonna see that resolution. Like
Yeah.
10 out of 10. If you have not watched Nate the Hoof Guy, you
Get
need
on it.
to.
I also kind of like those videos of, this is so specific, but like training like abscesses on animals like horses and cows. And like, have you seen those where it's like an abscess on the side of their leg and they drain it and it's like, it comes out forever and you
Yeah,
watch their body shrink like that. I'm like, I like that. Like,
yeah.
Or what about like earwax removal ones?
With
I
the
do like
gun,
those.
Both the gun and when they go in with the little camera.
Corkscrew
yes,
guy.
I
yeah,
know I don't like the corkscrew guy. I want it to be satisfying like one big pull.
yes.
You know what I don't
Oh,
like is when they clickbait you and they get to the end of the video and they haven't got the big chunk out and you have to go to part two and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
and it was like a 4 minute long video.
yeah. And it's just them like almost getting it and then they
Yeah,
don't get, and you're like, you could have had it. Ugh.
yeah. I
I
feel like
also
that
watch like oh, go ahead. I also watch scalp psoriasis once because yeah, I have it and it's so satisfying to watch.
mm,
Yeah.
hmm
Anyways, sorry, Jacob.
That's okay. I was just gonna say I feel like the like earwax or pimple popping videos used to be my nighttime like TikTok cap, if you will. Um, but they would frustrate me too much. Like
Yeah.
and then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna do you guys do this? I'm gonna watch one last video and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
And then it would do just that absolute bullshit of like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this one video. You stick around for 4 minutes sometimes, being like, okay, this is gonna be so good. No resolve at the end. Part two. I am gonna kill myself and now I'm up till 2 a.m.
Yeah. No, it's so true. I'm the exact same way. I have to end it on a satisfying note or like a completely hilarious note. Okay, done. That was so funny. Haha. But if
Yes.
I'm not like, okay,
Yeah.
do you guys end up on ASMR TikTok ever?
I try not to. It freaks
Yeah,
me
I
out.
hate it.
I
Yeah.
try not to, but one time I did end up on there right before bed. And it was like a scalp one.
Mm.
And it almost did make me sleepy. So I was like, there is a little something to this. Some of the ones where they're like talking about what they're doing and they're like going through
Yeah.
the sounds of it, and you're like,
Ugh, that always gives me like chills. Like, ugh, I just don't like it.
I think that's literally what ASMR means, though.
yeah, but sometimes it's mouth noises, and sometimes it's the soft.
Yeah, but isn't just like ASMR supposed to be like you listen to something that makes your body feel that sensation? Like
Maybe.
that's what I
I
mean. Like
actually don't
that,
know.
like, you getting chills. That ASMR creator was probably like, boom, job done. I did it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
not saying that I love it. I'm just saying I think that's
that's
the
a good
purpose
point.
of it. People like you're supposed to feel. It's like you remember like the crack an egg on your head and like
Yeah.
that sort of shit. Like I feel like it's supposed to be same sort of thing, but.
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, don't love that. I feel like that really goes to show like how TikTok is really just an addiction that we're trying to feed. We're like, where is that high note that we just want to like we want that peak dopamine and then we're done. We're
Yeah.
always chasing that high. It's an addiction.
It
Sketchy.
is an addiction. It's an
Yeah.
unfortunate app. In a great way. I love it, but also some days I'm like, I fucking hate this app. But
You're
I'll
ruining
never
my
get rid
life.
of it.
Yeah.
So tricky. Um, One thing that I wrote on here was like the stuffy nose and the equivalents of stuffy noses. And my thought on this was like, when you have a stuffy nose and you think, I will never take for granted breathing normally ever again.
Yes.
And you like, the whole time you're stuffy, you're just like, what was breathing like? And now I've got this broken foot and I'm thinking, remember having two legs, And I'm,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the whole time, this is the equivalent of the stuffy nose. You're constantly thinking, I'll never take my two limbs for granted again. Realistically, I'm going to get back on 2 feet and completely take them both for granted.
Yeah.
But it makes you, like every time you get a stuffy nose, you're just like, can you imagine both air in both nostrils? Like you think about it. You're just like, that would
Yeah.
be so good.
That's such
So
a good point. I do think about that every single time. You're totally right. You're like, you ungrateful,
yeah,
worthless. How did you not appreciate two nostrils?
I'm mad at myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
I should have gone outside more. I like, oh, it's crazy.
Remember, well, don't remember because we were born in 1995, but like a sniffle would take people out back in the day. Die.
Yeah,
Dead. Which
caught the
is,
cold.
I wonder if it's an innate thing that we're like, well, A, it's unnatural to not be able to breathe out of your mouth or your nose, whichever one you choose.
True.
But like, I wonder if it's a little bit of like an innate thing in our body that's like, this is it.
You're going.
You're
Yeah.
gone.
No, that is actually a great point. I bet it is. Because still people do die of the common cold. It's
Yeah,
very infrequent now, but like, it happens.
it can happen. Just like you can get hit by lightning. It's
Man,
infrequent, but
that's.
I feel like I've met too many people that have gotten hit by lightning.
Yeah.
How many people do you know?
I'm trying to think of this. I mean, I don't know if I know as many people. I think about the amount of people I know who've been electrocuted is very high.
I know at least 3 people who've been hit by lightning.
Any complications?
Not necessarily, no. Back pain. Because 2 of them were my patients, and then another one was like some dude that I met at like a volleyball thing when I was living in the States. He was just like, yeah, I've been hit by lightning, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
That's not a normal thing to say.
no. And then at that tournament, I think somebody also got hit by lightning. Wow.
That's way
Anyways,
too much. People got to be getting indoors when there's lightning. Moral of the story: take weather seriously.
yeah, people. Darrien's like, hello, I've been trying to say this for years. My number one fear, natural disasters.
Bastards. Everyone, get the fuck inside. Yeah. No, I don't
Uh,
fuck around with that. That's probably why I don't know that many people struck by lightning because I'm not out and about when that's going around. I'm like,
you're
gotta go
not
indoors.
hanging around.
Nope.
Oh, you would hate it here right now. It's dark as night.
Honestly, yeah,
You.
I'm like kind of blessed that we don't get storms like that here. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I mean, we have earthquakes, but like, whatever.
whatever.
It's
You're
fine.
okay with that, really?
Earthquakes, if I think about it too long, impending doom.
Hmm.
But I try not to. And
Hmm.
it doesn't happen as frequently where I'm scared. Where in like the summer in Manitoba or like Alberta, you're just like, great, I'm getting struck by a tornado tonight. Like,
Yeah,
it's just too high of a risk.
yeah, absolutely. Do not, you, do not watch Twister on What was it? Netflix? I think it was on Netflix.
Yeah, see, that's
Did
what
you?
I haven't seen that movie because Allie was like raving about the second one, just like, oh, so good, so good. And I was like, that's not for me. Like,
Hmm.
my biggest fear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's spooky. Spooky AF.
Spooky.
I mean, it's just crazy. It's like end of the world type of stuff where like the the earth is coming for you.
Yeah, that's, oh, I'm getting that sense of dread. Where like for me, that's what's so scary is there's no fix.
Yeah.
Because it's like the earth is coming for you. There's nothing you can do to prepare yourself or stop it. It is
Hmm.
happening. Like
Hmm.
you can maybe improve your chances of survival, but you are not guaranteeing you're like, it'll be fine, it won't hit me. It's
No one is in control.
no, you don't get any say. The earth said tornado. That's it. Like, ugh.
Honestly, that's valid. I get it.
Feeling
Yeah.
a little bit anxious. I'll be okay. Can you
Okay.
tell me about sunglasses making you deaf?
Do you not feel that way? This is so funny. This
A little bit,
morning I was like driving to work. I put my sunglasses on and I was like, I can't fucking hear. I can't think.
yeah. Something?
I can't do anything. And I was like, I need to put this in the podcast notes, but I was driving. So I talked to my watch and was like, text 4 degrees funnier. And I was like, I need to talk about sunglasses on the pod tonight.
That's actually such a good point. A lot of
Right?
things like that. Like sunglasses do make me feel a little bit deaf, but then also like music makes me not be able to see well. Like
Yes.
you're just like, oh, I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I can't see anything. Turn the volume down.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like also, okay, you're driving on the highway, you get into town, you turn the radio down, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to. I think it's a law.
Radio volume is different in different circumstances.
Yes. But no, when I put the glasses on today, this is probably going to sound the dumbest, but if, well, I don't know. Okay, I'll just put it out there. If I put my sunglasses on, I also can't see,
Yeah, I get that.
you know?
I sometimes they're too dark. Sometimes I'm like, I need an in between.
And also, I just feel like, okay, so I should be a glasses girly. I think we've covered this before, but I just choose blindness because it's one eye. I can see out of one eye perfectly fine.
Oh, look.
Great eye.
Yeah,
Other one, not amazing.
not good.
If I put on the glasses and they're not prescription, I feel like I'm like I can't quite see, but then my eyes are so sensitive, I take the sunglasses off. I can't see. It's like which devil do you choose, you know?
Yeah, I feel this and almost actually the opposite completely sometimes is when I do wear glasses, sometimes I'm seeing too much and I get overwhelmed. I get in my car and I'm like, oh my God, I can see everywhere so clearly. I have to get out. Like, that's honestly why I stopped wearing my contacts because I was seeing too much.
You're not talking about sunglasses, just your regular glasses?
Regular glasses. Yeah,
Okay, because I
regular.
was gonna say, like, is that shit polarized or like what's
Yeah.
happening?
No, just sometimes honestly seeing the world as fully as you are supposed to is overwhelming for me, and I feel like anxious. Driving specifically.
Yeah.
Although I can see more street signs when I'm driving with my glasses on, but sometimes I'm like, I can see my peripherals too well. Like,
It's because of the frame too. You know what I mean?
yes.
Like on literal glasses, not contacts. I've never done that.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I don't know. There's just something eerie about seeing too much. You're like, I have too much
Actually,
information. I should
even
know
though
this.
blinders, it would be great. Yeah, I'm not meant to see like that. I'm meant to see the
No.
way I've been seeing. Yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy too? I remember this in school when they would like you hold like a pencil or a ruler or something like that and then, try and test it.
Right.
Your brain literally just makes up what it thinks is in your peripheral vision.
Yep.
If you have not been in a science class where you've done that before, get a friend, get some
Mhm.
pencil crayons or something like that, or colored pencils for our American people. And I know, mind blowing. But if you hold the pencil crayon behind their head and then slowly bring it up into their vision until they see it, see how long it takes them to figure out what color it is. And 90% of the time they're wrong because your brain actually has no idea,
Yeah, it is just created a map of what it thinks it should see, and it's not the way that it is. Yeah,
which is actually so wild that our brain makes up like so much stuff. It's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just put this here.
seems dangerous. You know?
Yeah, like what are you thinking in there? Did we talk about this where it was like you name your brain?
Yeah, I don't like to think about that too frequently.
Are you thinking about like some girl was like, no, my brain's name is Jenny?
Oh, I was thinking about how our brain stores the information to know that our brain is the brain.
That's true. That's like Inception at its finest. But I
Yeah.
saw this new trend where this girl was like, I've named my own brain. Like, I've been like, brain, you are now Jenny. And then if Jenny thinks something bad, I'd be like, Jenny, I don't got time for this today. And like,
Like, move the fuck on.
she has a conversation with her brain.
Is that just schizophrenia?
You know what? You might be onto something with that one.
No, no,
Me being like, this is a great idea. You're like, you are mentally
no.
ill.
Like that sounds like if we check the BDSM-5, that sounds like.
Institutionalized immediately.
Oh, dude.
That was a good one, do you? Good one.
Thanks. I really do think the brain is very weird though. Yeah, I
I
don't like
know.
to really think about what it knows and what.
Just so spooky. Okay, we have a couple other things to get through here. We have like 10 more minutes, but I want to have the toilet paper debate again. We've been through this many a times. Um, Darren and I, we've, shared bathroom stalls at times,
I think so frequently in our lives.
so frequently. And so Darrien is known to grab toilet paper, wad it up in an absolute ball, and use the toilet paper that way.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a wrapper. I will take it and like wrap it onto my hand. Nice and beautiful, clean, aesthetic.
No,
10 out of 10. Okay, that's just something else I was thinking about. But I was like, we have so many toilet paper debates.
we do.
The real question is, do you feel like this might be getting a little too TMI for people? Do you use more toilet paper for number two? Or do you use the same amount of toilet paper for number one and number two? But like maybe you have to go back for more, you know.
Like in one individual pickup. Is that what we're
Yes,
describing?
exactly. Yes.
I would say more for number two. What about you?
See, I had this weird thought today where I was like, oh my God, I think I use the same amount for both. And I think that's a little bit fucked up.
I think that's too much toilet paper for number one.
But like maybe not enough for number two.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I guess it depends on how much you're picking up.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, I'd say like an average amount, but I don't know. The other thing that this had me thinking too was that, do you ever watch a dude pull toilet paper?
No.
No? Okay, even for example, blowing their nose or something like that. Like not just saying going to the bathroom because I've never watched a man take a poo, you know? Like
I was like,
I'm not
wait,
doing
what's
that.
going on? Not that I can think of. I feel like I have Kleenexes everywhere in the house, so I'm like very Kleenex centered. But like,
Okay.
why? Is it just like chaos?
Chaos. And also I feel like it's like a toddler like slam dunk roll where it is like like the whole roll is just like jumping for how much toilet paper is being taken off of there, and then they rip it off, and then it's just like, and I always think, I'm like, this is why when you live with a man, you go through so much toilet paper.
Honestly, we can't be doing that because like in this economy,
In this economy, in an election year,
well, actually,
like,
we can't be buying toilet paper like that.
and
Great point.
also statistically, I don't know if that's the right word to say with this or not, but mathematically, I don't know. Being a solo woman, considering you have to use toilet paper every single time you go to the bathroom,
Yeah,
I should be going through more toilet paper.
100%.
Whereas with a man or even like a male, like any sort of like, I feel like men, they just like,
Not a
it's like,
male, a man.
no, yeah,
Like,
exactly. A big difference between the two. But I feel like it's just like so much toilet paper all the time that I'm like, you can, if I use toilet paper like that, I'd go through a roll a day.
yeah. No, that's a really good point. I think, yeah, That's a lot.
I'm like,
I do think about back to living alone and thinking like hardly ever running out of toilet paper, and I pee all the time. So like,
yeah.
yeah, no, that's
See,
good.
that's what makes me think. I'm like, I feel like we tend to just use the same amount of toilet paper every time, and then if you need a little bit more, you take a little bit more.
That's true.
Whereas they're like, let me take the whole roll.
Pew, pew, pew. Okay,
Yeah.
the other thing that this reminds me of, and I remember you calling me out on this, and then recently this came up again. So when I'm gonna set the scene to the scenario because it makes it better. We were in university, and I was in the bathroom downstairs, and you're in like in our house, the one near your room,
Ah.
and you came into the bathroom while I was in the bathroom, and I was like turned, my legs were turned facing you, sitting on the toilet, and you were like, "Why the fuck you sit like that?" And I was like, "Why did you like?" She's like, "What you got?" You're like, "What you got? Trust issues in the bathroom?" And I'm like, "Well, you just barged in on me on the toilet, so obviously." And like, so I know this go all the time. My knees face the door in the bathroom, not like straight forward. Like any bathroom ever. Like, but when you called me out for it, when you barged in on me in the bathroom, I was like, this is why. Like,
You're the problem.
you're the problem. Obviously, I'm just protecting myself. This is a safer scenario. Like, I can
Oh
get up
my
and
god.
fight you. I don't know. Like,
That's so hilarious. That's something else that I'll have to notice. I feel like I just sit however is like most comfy on the toilet seat, you know?
is there multiple options? Is it just forward?
Well,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you like most comfy sideways? Are you most comfy
no, I
backwards?
feel
Like, I
like
don't know.
mostly straight, but like, sometimes like the toilet seat, it has like a little bit, like you're a little bit more comfortable like turning your knees one way versus like the other way, especially if they're the weird, like more pointy oval type of toilet seats.
Yeah.
Those have a preference. Like that, you need to sit how the toilet seat makes you sit.
So ours is square. We have a square toilet. Like, but I sit like somewhat like sideways on it.
Like a 90 degree?
I would say like 70 degrees.
What
Like
the
way
fuck?
worse.
So you've got a point between your legs,
Yeah.
which really, if you scoot to the edge, it gives you more room to pee.
Yeah. So
You're
I'm
onto
right.
something.
Yeah. Well, thank God we got to this conversation.
Honestly, I'm gonna feel so much better going to bed tonight, being like, I'm glad we talked about this.
I'm so glad we had that conversation. It makes so much more sense. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Okay. Last thing that I had. Did you have anything else that's come to your mind, or were you just, you're just vibes today?
I'm just vibes today. You know, every once in a while, I submit something, but for the most part, I just vibes. I'm just here for the good time.
Oh my god. Again, you're just the talent.
I just, I'm just a talent. I don't even do the social media. I don't do the podcast. Yeah. What's your last thing?
My last thing is this one's like it's just about somebody really specific. And I don't know if you feel this way or not. Do you ever, well, I know you do, but recently, is there anybody like that you watch that you like have a dumb crush on that like you're like, it makes me like mad, like how much I'm like, I hate that I'm in love with you.
Hmm.
Because I feel like I've had this recently with somebody. Again, it's not like a real person, it's a fucking person on TV.
Obviously.
But like, I'm like, why? Like, why do I feel this way?
I feel like I went through phases with that with contestants on The Bachelor. Like,
Yes.
there's times where you're like, why do I, you're a dick, but like,
Yeah.
they're just simply the only man on the screen. It's like, that's the only thing that you're like, I'm in love with you, but it's really just like
Yeah.
process of elimination. But
Yeah.
who is this? Who are you obsessing with?
I'm obsessing with. Allie probably doesn't know him yet, but he's on Summer House and his name is West.
West
And like,
is in the direction.
yes, yes, literally.
Of
And
West.
he's just like he played football at like the University of Montana or something like that. So he's like literally just like a football bro.
Yeah.
Short, stocky, mustache, blonde, like, and I want to say like it makes me so sick to think about like when I watch him that I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm obsessed with you," because I'm like, "You have all of the qualities of my toxic exes, but I'm
Yeah.
still
Wrapped up.
obsessed."
Wrapped up in one. Yeah.
all wrapped up in one.
Ooh.
Yet on TV and even more toxic than before.
That's a tough place to be in too because you don't want to be reliving the past. But
I know. And like the people that he reminds me of and stuff like that. But like he's so goofy and he's so cute and like again, like I feel like a child. Like I'm just like, "Oh my god."
you're like,
Kitty. And then I'm like, "Why is this a thing? Like why do we
yeah,
feel this way?"
I
I
feel
don't think
like
we
that
can look
was,
him up.
yeah, I haven't felt like that in a long time. I think there was one of the Bachelor contestants where I was just like, I can't stop thinking about them. They're on the screen. I'm just like, I would do anything to be on that show. But then, hindsight, you're just like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Why would I want to be in that show?
Okay, I'll show you a picture. This is him and Sierra. Like they had like a little bit of a relationship. But like just a cute little man, short and a little bit
I'm
stout.
trying to describe. I mean,
Hilarious.
short definitely fits the vibe, but I'm trying to think of who else that reminds me of. I'll put it together later.
And yeah, like he's just so goofy funny. When like a guy giggles,
Yeah.
he giggles. And I'm like, love that.
I'm like,
Love a goofy
I
guy.
love you. Wow.
So I've just been thinking about that and I'm like, is that just me? Because again, in a happy relationship, never gonna meet this man,
No.
But like you see him and you get giddy. And I'm like,
You get giddy.
am I okay? I'm I'm nearly 30.
30's approaching drastically.
Yeah. We've had someone in our throuple turn 30.
I know. I can't believe it. Honestly, it gave me a little bit of a pre-midlife crisis. I was like,
I know.
no,
Like,
no,
girl, you
no,
good?
no. We're not there yet. we're
I
not
told her.
we're not doing that yet.
Yeah. No, no, no. I said, if it's bad, can you just let me know and I'll
I'll go out early because
Yeah.
29 wasn't a good start for you.
No, we're done. So, yeah. Anyways, that was just my I cannot wait. Darrien, if you don't watch the show, but Allie, when you watch it, Allie's with us, just to let you guys know, but she's coloring. She's got a little bit of a she needs to get her tick out tonight.
Yeah.
Um,
She has the demons in her.
the demons be gone. But if
I
you
was
continue to
coloring on
watch,
my iPad. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I for the listeners, I put myself through withdrawal of a medication after 8 years, cold turkey, and I have not been in a good place mentally for the
going
last
through it.
2 weeks.
Physically.
Yeah, the demons are. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I can't wait. No, he's not on there yet.
I think
I've
he's next
watched.
season.
I'm on, so in season 7, episode 6. I've watched 7 seasons in like like a
No
month or
time.
two.
Yeah.
It's actually, well, I watch it while I work because you don't have to watch. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like, oh fuck, maybe I should cut that because my boss. Anyways, I do. I have it on my iPad and I have my headphones on. I'm like typing away while watching it.
Yeah, totally. No, it's just like background noise, really, because you don't
Yeah.
need to reality TV, you don't need to be like honed in on.
No,
Yeah.
and they also like replay the same scenes
Yes.
400 times. Like if you're trying to binge it,
Yeah.
it's like it's made to be released weekly. So it's like I'm watching this and it's like they're telling me the same scene
Yeah.
every 10 minutes. So it's like, yeah, I don't even need to look at it. I just
Yeah.
can listen.
And also
It's
specifically with Summer House, it'll show you the same clip from the last 4 seasons. Like
oh
it
my God,
loves
yes.
a callback. Like it'll be like, "Don't you dare forget about this," and then it'll show the clip from like 3 seasons ago, and you're like, "I would never. That's diabolical."
Yeah, it's literally half of the episode. It's just like
Yes.
the
A re-
flashback thing, and it's like so like I can't watch too many in a row some days because sometimes I go insane. I'm just like,
I know.
Your eyes got so big when you said that.
It's like the producing is like me,
demons.
like I just can't let the past go and I just want to keep reliving it. That's like them. They were like,
Same.
"Do you remember when?"
Do you remember when? It's
I'm like,
just
"Same,
anxiety.
girl."
That's what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Holy
So,
crikey.
anyways, yeah, you're gonna have to let me know what you think of that, Al, if you make it that far. And then some of my exes too, and you'll be like, "Oh, I get it."
I mean, I
Sorry.
already from the picture and the description, I get it, but I'm
I'm
excited.
putting it together.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, anything else for you guys?
Nah. I think we'll what's next week? Oh yeah, well there's a long weekend coming up. That's always
Oh
good.
yeah. That's right. That'll be fun. Do
Oh,
you guys have any plans? Well, Allison's working.
Yeah.
yeah. She's going to
Darrien?
the big city. I was just saying I plan on getting drunk on a patio on Sunday as a reward for hopefully finishing my Accutane and being able to walk. So those are
Amazing. We love that. How has your return to work been?
really, really hard, really bad.
Yeah.
Thankfully I had some help today, but like, yeah, I can't do my job at all physically because obviously I chase around toddlers. So like, not safe for anybody. I actually shouldn't be back at work. So I am working from home the next 2 days because the other thing is can't drive. So
Yeah.
how do I get there? So it's a limiting factor. But yeah, whatever. I can walk on Thursday partially in a shoe. So I just got to make it to Thursday, and then life looks up, and then I can drive next week, hopefully.
So what does partially in a shoe mean? Does that mean your foot partially in the shoe or like
My foot is fully in the shoe, and I
ah
can partially weight bear, as
ah
tolerated, as tolerated.
So
So
wait, so you take off the boot?
I can take the boot off on Thursday.
Like completely?
Done. Me and the boot are parting ways on Thursday.
so boot totally off, shoe totally on.
Totally on.
And then
Wow.
like crutches?
Crutch to start, and then just like walking as tolerated. So
Love that for
it's
you.
gonna be huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time's flying by.
Time is flying by. We're almost at 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, good for you.
Thanks. It took a huge toll on my mental health, but we're getting there.
But honestly, what minor inconvenience doesn't take a big toll on the three of our mental health, you know?
So true.
Stub our toe, we're like, fuck this, we're done.
Kill me instead. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was texting Darrien yesterday. I was like, the AC in my car just fucking broke and I'm 1 second away from a goddamn meltdown. She texted me, she's like, good news, the meltdown will still be there tomorrow. And I was like, perfect.
Great, that's amazing.
Like, wait
Yeah.
it out. You can have this mental breakdown tomorrow too if you like.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. That was like me driving home from work today. My radio just shut off. Screen turned black. I was like, fucking perfect. I'm gonna crash my car.
Yeah. I don't
That's
even
how
know.
I felt too.
Yeah, I was
Why,
on the
why am
Sky.
I even here anymore?
I took the SkyTrain partially home yesterday from work, and I was thinking about how we went into a tunnel, and I thought, what happens if we shift weight too much and we hit the side? Honestly, no panic came into my body. I was just like,
Amazing.
whatever. Like,
A long nap.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, that's dark. That's dark.
We should probably end it on that note.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can-
anyways.
We love ending on a high note. Have a great day, guys. Love ya.
We'll yeah, we'll do this next week.
Yeah. Same
As
time, same
wish.
place. We'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.